I'm doing fantastic. It is so great to be here with you this morning. We're going to talk all about with our audience cold and flu season. So let's go ahead and get started. So what should we really expect from the upcoming flu and cold season, especially as much of the country is still dealing with the COVID-19 infections?
Well, Noah, last year was actually a good year for a cold and flu. The numbers were really low, largely because
Hmm.
all the preventive measures that we have been put in place for COVID, things like washing our hands, wearing masks, being socially distanced, washing public surfaces often, those things are good at preventing the spread of all viruses. And so, cold and flu cases low last year. This year, we don't know what's going to happen. Restrictions are loosening up unevenly around the country. We hope that people will still wear their mask in crowded places and indoor places, wash their hands. Of course, sneezing and coughing into your elbow or tissue can help prevent transmission. So we'll see what happens, but we're optimistic.
Now, Dr. Ian, would you recommend a lot of Americans to get the flu shot this year since we've really worn a mask for over the last year with the COVID-19 pandemic? And now, we're seeing some Americans not really wear the mask as much because, things are trying to get back to normalcy.
No, you are absolutely correct. I highly recommend the flu vaccine. The new guidance is you can take both the COVID vaccine and the flu vaccine. People should
Mhm.
understand that just because you get the COVID vaccine doesn't mean it protects against the flu and vice versa. They're two very different shots. They treat two very different illnesses. So people should get it. The flu kills over 60,000 people every year. We haven't talked about it
Mm,
because we've been in the middle of the pandemic, but it's still a
right.
very serious illness. So, yes, I recommend people get vaccinated.
Now, as we're here to talk about cold and flu, I do want to ask you to others that are still hesitant about getting vaccinated, which, I am a full vaxxer. I'm vaccinated, and I took the Pfizer vaccine, which is approved by the FDA. Now, what would you say to other Americans that are still hesitant about wanting to get vaccinated? Come on, people, let's get vaccinated.
Well, I mean, it's just straight science. It's not politics. It's not religion. It's just good health practice. And if you
Hmm.
we want to get out of the pandemic, vaccines right now are the only way out. Vaccines have been around for a long time. They're very important to us. They're one of the greatest inventions of the vaccine concept in the last 100, 200 years. Remember, the polio vaccine, the Salk vaccine, which relieved polio, saved millions of people from death and affliction. And so we need to get vaccinated. The country's numbers are not as good as they could be. But I want people to realize that it's a positive thing, and we protect not just ourselves, but others around us, particularly our kids.
Now, about these other variants that are coming out and we're hearing in the news, in the public eye, should we be really worried about that?
Well, that's the problem. When you're unvaccinated, you can create more variants because the virus is continuing to replicate in the people who aren't vaccinated. And the more the virus replicates, the more potential variants come into existence. And those variants, by the way, become more deadlier. So, what people are
Mm.
going to have to struggle with is, how do I know if I have symptoms that are cold or flu, or is it related to COVID-19? And I always say the first step, Noah, is to try over the counter medications, right? If you're experiencing a runny
Absolutely.
nose or chest congestion or a cough, go to your pharmacy, try something over the counter. In my house, I have the Mucinex 12-hour line, Mucinex DM, and the Mucinex extended release tablets. The DM product is very good at relieving the wet and dry cough for up to 12 hours. It's also good at relieving chest congestion. And then if you want to try the tablets, they're good because they contain something called guaifenesin, which helps to loosen that thick mucus that causes congestion.
Dr. Ian, you knew what I was going to say next. I was just about to tell you that I do the Mucinex cold and flu or the Mucinex DM. That is a thing. It really helps a whole lot, just to let everyone know that's watching this morning.
Yeah, it's and these over-the-counter medications, by the way, they don't cure the cold virus or the flu virus or COVID
Right.
virus. They don't cure it, but they can treat your symptoms. And you know how bad you feel when you have the cold or flu, and they can
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
help you within 12 hours.
Would you still recommend a lot of Americans to wear the mask as it really helps lower, the flu spread?
100%. Even if you're vaccinated, I can't emphasize, even if you're vaccinated, you still
Hmm.
need to wear the mask, particularly when you're inside in confined places around others, because it's very important at not transmitting the virus. You wear the mask not just to protect yourself, but to protect others. And here we are in cold and flu season. People need to also prevent transmission of that. So wearing the mask, washing your hands, still keeping that little distance can make a big deal.
Absolutely. Now, Dr. Ian, what are your top self care recommendations that you could tell us this morning?
No, that's easy. Exercise. whether it's working out and strength training, walking, running, doing yoga, good for your mind and body and great for your immune system. Eating better, less processed foods and refined sugars, eating more fruits and vegetables and whole grains. That's important. In my book, Fast Burn, I talk about how you can lose weight, but build lean muscle mass. That's important also by eating foods that have lean protein, chicken and fish, or if you don't eat chicken or fish, you can get them through non-animal sources like chickpeas, beans, and legumes. And lastly, of course, washing. I can't emphasize this enough. Wash your hands, wash public surfaces, make sure you sneeze and cough into your elbow or into a tissue.
Dr. Ian, you need to come down here to Georgia, to Athens and UGA. I don't know what's going on, Dr. Ian. Nobody wants to wear a mask. I'm just so confused by the whole situation of it all.
Well, it's disheartening. And, even though it's difficult to convince people, I don't stop beating the drum because I know as a physician that it can save people's lives and it can prevent a whole lot of misery. So I'm hopeful that people will, listen to reasonable science and do something to help themselves and others.
That is very well said there, Dr. Ian. Lastly, I want to ask you, for everything that we have discussed this morning, where can our viewers go for more information?
That's easy. You can go to mucinex.com to get more information how to take care of yourself during cold and flu season, and my Instagram page at Dr. Ian Smith, spell the doctor out, I-A-N Smith. I post a lot of videos, workout videos, nutrition-free nutrition plans,
incredible.
Everything to keep you healthy.
Everyone go follow Dr. Ian on Instagram. Dr. Ian Smith, by the way, I'm wearing a big old heart shirt because, for everyone that's sick out there that just needs a little brightness in their life, I decided to put on a little big old heart shirt, Dr. Ian. So I'm wearing it loud and proud.
That's right. Send that positive energy to the universe. Thank you.
Yes. Dr. Ian Smith, you take care and have a good day.
You too. Be safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.